Shout out Shaedon Sharpe. Calipari Guard Factory. It's alive. It's well. 17.4 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 41% from the field, 36 from 3, 82 from the line. He's shooting 6 threes a game. My favorite thing about Shaedon Sharpe is obviously, like, everyone knows he's, he has bunnies. He's a ridiculous athlete. And he can really play above the rim. But my thing that I love about it is that he's in year 2 and he's taking 4.1 free throws a game. That's pretty good, especially for a guy that didn't have the ball in his hands a lot last year with Dame Dalla and Anfernee Simons. Like, he had his stretches, but he wasn't really, you can't really say he was the focal point of the offense last year, given the touches and the volume. But I love what I'm seeing this year next to Anfernee Simons. You saw how he played against, I don't know if you guys caught that. They played the Clippers. Anfernee Simons and Shaedon Sharpe played the Clippers. I believe it was sometime last week. They lost, but they both they went ballistic. I think Shaedon Sharpe had he definitely had 25 plus. I think Anfernee had 36, 38, something crazy like that. And another part of Shaedon Sharpe's game that I like is that is not only obviously he's taking 4.1 free throws a game, so it shows that he's getting to the rim. He's finding ways of maneuvering and getting to the rim and being aggressive and attacking and earning a whistle. But also, it's keeping the defense honest because obviously, like I said, he shoots 6 threes a game. He's shooting 36%. The number will go. I mean, he's a young guy. He still has plenty of reps, plenty of games to go. But obviously, with similar attempts a night and, the landscape of the NBA, you can hope that he's going to be a promising 38, 39%. Maybe he might shoot 40% one year. You never know. You saw with Paul George. Paul George didn't become this all-time great three-point shooter. I'm pretty sure he came into the league. I'm pretty sure his first year he actually struggled immensely. He was really, really bad from 3. He worked on that next summer, and now he's one of the game's best shooters, especially off the dribble. Another part of Shaedon Sharpe's game, I love that he's actually utilizing the mid-range. Obviously, you know me, I'm a mid-range guy. I think you should use all 3 levels of the court. I love the threes, don't get me wrong, but keep the defense honest. You gotta show them that you're gonna take that 18-footer. They're not afraid. You can't just show them that you're just a rim and 3 guy, or you're just a floater and 3s guy, or you're just an elbows guy. You gotta utilize all 3. That's all the most prolific. You think about the most prolific NBA scorers in history: LeBron, KD, Mike, Kobe, Steph, Kyrie, Iverson, McGrady, Carmelo. All these guys, Dame Dalla. They utilize all 3 levels. You know what I mean? And some of those guys weren't huge leapers or guys with big bunnies, but they utilize every level on the floor. So even if they were attacking you intermediate, you might think they're going to take that mid-range jumper. You might jump on it, and they might hesitate and go by you and get to the rim. Not necessarily that every time they get the ball, they go to the rim. And then you got guys of today Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous, Devin Booker, and guys who utilize all 3 levels, and you want to see that. So with Shaedon Sharpe, I love that he's shooting 35.8% on pull-up jumpers. Amongst all guys that are shooting at least 150 pull-up jumpers through December 20th, he has a higher field goal percentage than Tatum, Paul George, and Jordan Poole. Those are 3 pretty good scorers. So that's promising to see, especially with the company he's in. It's only year 2. So if you're in the Blazers front office, you like to see that. I would just feed him. You know what I mean? I would just feed him and Anfernee and, see what you can do next couple of years. Crack a pick. Looking back on it, now I'm thinking about it Joe Cronin. Okay, revisionist history. You have Shaedon Sharpe, you have Anfernee Simons. Those are basically 2 of your best young guys on the entire roster. Obviously, Scoot Henderson's on the board, but you had Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is having one of the most underrated rookie seasons in recent history. And I'm not saying he's putting up 30 and whatnot. No one's talking about it, but he's been consistent. The numbers are promising. He's shooting solid field goal percentage. He's hitting the 3 ball. He's hitting the mid-range. He's a great athlete. He's got great length. That guy is going to be a pretty damn good player next to LaMelo Ball the next couple of years. Obviously, you pray for LaMelo Ball's health, but, the Hornets have one. They have one in Brandon Miller, and now it makes Gordon Hayward expendable. Now you can you can go give him off to a contender or a team that might need, one more rotation piece from taking them from a playing team to a contender level. And he's a wing, like wings that can score. It's not that easy to find them. So I don't know. Looking back on this, like I'm thinking, like, man, Joe Cronin, like, what if you had taken Brandon Miller and now you got Anfernee, Shaedon Sharpe, and Brandon Miller? Okay, like, yeah, 3 guys who all need the ball in their hands, but listen, we can solve that problem later. Now you have the scoring at least. You have the firepower at least, or 3 young guys who you think can at least grow and become, star-level scorers. That's promising to see, too. Just think about it. And I'm not out on Scoot Henderson. I just think now the fit is really odd. You have 3 guards. It's not the Big East. I don't know. So that's just something that's a takeaway that I had. But Shaedon Sharpe, I love what I'm seeing.